Alright everyone, welcome back. So in this video, I'm basically just going to be doing a initial review of Diamond Dynasty and MLB The Show 22, and it's also going to be like a should you buy type video. Comparing it from last year, what's different, what's changed, what I like, what I don't like, because I know the only people who have the game right now are the people who pre-ordered, put down the $100, like the real legit die-hard hardcore fans, right? Like the casual get on to play a couple virtual baseball game player doesn't have the game yet, and I totally understand that. So this is just going to be me trying to give you guys some information about the game. So first and foremost, and probably the thing that's jumped out to at least me the most so far this year, is the XP system. It is much, much harder to get XP this year and to get good cards this year than it was last year. Like, it's not even funny. Like, it's legitimately a massive difference, because if you remember last year, after about the All-Star break, when they dropped that Team Affinity for all the All-Star cards, from that point forward, everyone pretty much had a 99 overall God Squad. And even if you didn't update your team the rest of the year after that, you still would have been fine, and you still would be able to have a team that can go online and play and compete with anyone, right? Because you had the DeGrom, that was pretty much the best pitcher in the game the whole year. A bunch of other cards too, Judge, Castellanos, just to name a few. A lot of cards people use for the whole year. But now, not only is Team Affinity a thing of the past, which is pretty much what a lot of people predicated most of their team around, it not only is that gone, it's gotten replaced by pretty much the level up system from last year, like the first inning program, second inning program, so on and so forth. And last year you were able to get every single card that came out in Team Affinity, right? Like, you could, as long as you grinded and, you know, did whatever it is you needed to do, you could literally get every single Team Affinity card in the game, which the last couple were like all 99s. This year, I believe it's 12 you can get. I know it says it somewhere, but I mean, we can count. You get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11. Not even 12. There's got to be 2 for each division. I think my counting is just terrible. I'm going to still go with 12. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And the first, 6 you get, you don't even get to pick. You get a random one. So you really only get to pick one player from each division out of these 5. So, depending on how you look at it, that could be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. I tend to lean on the side that it is a good thing. You should have to grind the game, because last year it really was just way too easy to build a 99 maxed out squad. This year it's going to be a lot more strategy in building your team, and you're not going to be able to just get whoever you want. Unless you have the stubs to do so, which most people are not going to have. Most people get their cards, I would presume, by grinding the game and getting the rewards. You still do get one card from each division, and some of them are just significantly better than the others, so it makes choosing a little bit easier. And keep in mind, this is only the first featured program of the year. There's still going to be a lot more of these. Like they said, these are going to update about monthly or so, who knows what they could do in the future. They could change it, but man, grinding XP and getting these cards, as hard as it is this year, and the rewards for ranking up are not as good because they took out the Team Affinity aspect. So it's definitely going to be a game where you're going to have to play a lot, and it's going to be a game where you really need to make sure you know what you're doing before you pick one of these cards, because you really can't decide, like, let's just go here and let's go to AL West, right? Like, let's say you go and you pick Mike Trout because he's Mike Trout, and then you realize there's 8 billion outfielders in this game, and you should have picked Corey Seager because out of the middle infielders, he's probably the best hitting one in the game right now. Well, you can't really do that. The first time you get this AL West pack, you're not even going to get to pick. You just have to get lucky and hope you don't get, I don't even know, Haniger or Murphy are probably the worst two, I would say. Hopefully you at least get Trout, Tucker, or Seager. And then the second time you get to pick, and so you will get 2 of them from each division, but as opposed to getting 5 right off the rip, I mean, that's a big difference. Big, big difference. Second of all, team building is not as easy. As you can see, I've played the game a decent bit. I mean, I have 68,000 XP, and that's all from Diamond Dynasty. That's really the only mode I've played. And my team is still primarily golds. Like, I have a few diamonds, but not that many. The modes you're going to want to play, honestly, is dug into mini seasons a little bit. I've played 4 games. But the rewards in here look like it could be worth your time. The games are super short, and the season aspect of playing does make it more fun to play than just a regular computer game, and it gives you a reason to come back. I mean, this Longoria card's not that good at all, but for early in the year, I mean, it's usable as a defensive glove. The championship bundles, I mean, you get packs. The packs this year are what they are. They're the same as every year, but that 5,000 XP will go a long way. Another thing, if you guys don't know about it, oh my gosh, is this mystery map conquest.
Attack.
I definitely recommend playing this. I played it once last night. You really only have to play 3 games, the stronghold games. You could sim everything else. And so 3 3-inning games, you're going to get yourself 5 packs and then a few other additional packs from spots on the map. So if you're looking for something to grind and you're not ready to go online yet like me, this is definitely what I would be doing. And this is what I already did. Because I'm not really a conquest player. Like, you're not gonna catch me playing this. Like, there's absolutely no shot I'm ever playing this. But this mystery map one right here is definitely what I would recommend. Another thing I do want to talk about is I think we're going to see a lot more created players, ball players in Diamond Dynasty this year, specifically position players, because it is harder to get these top end level cards, at least right now. Because these are basically like the best cards in the game outside of a few live series, and like it shows. Like I said, they're very hard to get, and you don't even get all the cards you want to get. So I think because of that, we're gonna see a lot more people using their Road to the Show players to fill spots at positions that they weren't lucky enough to get, or just couldn't choose because they had other needs to fill on their team when they got one of these choice packs. And also because I think a lot more people are going to be grinding Road to the Show more this year, because like I said, it's much more difficult to get XP by playing just Diamond Dynasty. So depending on how you feel about creative players, ball players in Diamond Dynasty, I personally am not the biggest fan of them. I don't really like the unrealism of just being able to plop whatever god tier player you want on your team that has nothing to actually do with real baseball. It's not really my cup of tea, but it's only one player, and I think we're going to see a lot more of them this year. And finally, probably the most important part of the video, for anyone who's yet to buy this game, should you buy it? 100% yes. I probably should have gotten that out of the way first. If you're someone like me who just primarily plays sports games, it's still the best one out there. Best presentation, best gameplay, best whatever you want to say. It's the best sports game out there. It's not really even close. I mean, you got 2K, which outside of Park is a terrible game, and some would even say Park is bad, but you know, you still run up 200 games a day, so it's whatever. And then you got Madden, which I don't even really need to talk about. Like, even people who play Madden a lot don't even like that game. So yes, you should definitely buy it. It's $60, and they update stuff the whole year. Even when they stop making team affinities and programs, they have events. They still have cards they put in, new sets, new players to get. It's still the best game out there. So yes, you should definitely still get it, but it's a lot different from last year, for sure. And I think throughout the season, we're going to see a new way of people trying to curate their teams and build a squad that they can win with, because you're not just going to be able to plop all maxed out hitters and 102-mile-an-hour fastball throwers out there over and over again. It's just, it doesn't look like it's going to be possible this year. So it's just a different game than last year, and there's nothing wrong with that. People complain that the games they play are the same every year. So I actually kind of like it, and I'm excited to play this game throughout the year. I'm excited to see what cards they put out. And make sure, one last final tip, keep up on your player programs this year. Because when we actually do get blessed and lucky enough to get a free diamond from just one player program, the players you can get this year are too sparse and too hard to get for you to not do that. You have got to stay on top of that when they start dropping those. So yeah, that is basically my initial reaction to Diamond Dynasty MLB The Show 22. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, because I'm going to be bringing you, like I said, MLB content throughout the whole year, and trying to help you guys out as much as possible. I'm not going to be able to do that as much in terms of actually playing the game. You're kind of on your own for that one. If you saw my Battle Royale video from yesterday, you'll know why. But in terms of team building and strategy, I could try to help you out with. So I will see you guys next time.